One of the questions I get very often on the channel is in regards to where is the best place to go to farm XP with your characters, and that's understandable with the high volume of characters in the game and the level cap being at 100 as well. Now the short and very simple answer to this is that you would go into high level Infinity Rifts. It's generally your wave or your rush rifts that work the best. Now the long answer has actually turned out a lot more complicated than I believed. In the process of planning this video, I actually managed to write up 2 pages of notes of how the journey goes in regards to getting to the point where you can farm your characters really pretty quickly. In some instances you can get characters from level 1 to 100 in round about an hour or so. Now the journey starts off with the story mode, so we're going to jump in there and we're going to take it from early game to late game in regards to the farming experience and how that ramps up. So let's start off with the story mode. Your first priority in the game then is simply to just work your way through the story mode and finish the mighty difficulty mode. Now when it comes to picking characters, of course I would always recommend you pick characters that you would like to play, but if you want to get the most optimal farming setup, then you'll want to include Miss Marvel. It's one of the characters. You can actually see on the screen at the moment the huge amount of damage she can do over a wide area, and that's really important, characters that can do area damage. So you'll be working your way through the story mode. Do work up an AoE character. Once again, Miss Marvel would be a perfect choice. During the story mode as well, if at any point you feel you're falling behind the curve and you're struggling, then you can go into the Gamma Rift, and if you run the Rush or the Wave nodes, they can actually be really good for XP and pulling you up. So what you'll do, you'll finish your story mode and then you unlock Superior mode. With the superior difficulty now unlocked, your next goal is to reach as far as chapter 9 in Asgard, and it's stage number 5. You can see I've got that highlighted at the moment. Now the reason that is relevant is that within this level there's a nice, easy to find, guaranteed 100% bonus XP ISO, which is absolutely incredible for this early on in the game. So in the gameplay I'm showing off down the bottom right at the moment, I'm actually walking you through where you find that, but it is nice and simple. Now similar to the previous difficulty, if you do find you hit a wall in regards to any of the bosses with the difficulty spiking, which it certainly does at times, then you this time want to move into the Psi Infinity Rifts, and the one that I actually find works really well would be the Rush one that's within the raft. This can work really nice for leveling up your heroes, so you can push through the superior mode. You may have to do that. I did have to do that once or twice myself. So once you've got to the point anyway where you've got this bonus 100% XP ISO, where do you go from here? The next step we have here is one that is entirely optional, and one that very well in future could be patched out. It's a glitch that allows you to run 4 instances of the same character. You can see here we actually have 4 versions of Doctor Strange, which is pretty nice. It's almost like he's casting all these different illusions. So with this here, if you've got the 100 XP ISO, this will actually duplicate as well. So when you run this setup with only a single 100 XP ISO, you would actually be getting 400%, and you can see on screen the number of times that I'm actually leveling up doing this. It really is pretty incredible. Now this can only be done with 12 characters. It has to be done with characters that have a solo infinity trial that unlocks a costume, and it all revolves around placing that specific character in slot 2, 3 or 4, go into their specific solo trial, get defeated. Once you quit out and go back to the team menu, they'll actually be duplicated in slot number 1, and then you can move them around from there and you can eventually fill up all 4 slots. Now with this is actually 12 different characters you can do it with if you choose to do so. So the characters are Hulk, Luke Cage, Gamora, Doctor Strange, Wolverine, Star-Lord, Deadpool, Falcon, Magneto, Captain America, Spider-Man, and then finally Black Panther. So this is the first option, and the reason this can be pretty important is leveling up these 12 heroes to level 100 will give you a huge amount of progress towards unlocking your 4th ISO 8 slot, and that's going to be really important later on in the video. Now in regards to the 4th ISO 8 slot, let's quickly check out how you unlock this and why it's tied in with this section of the video. Within the Alliance Enhancement system, there's 2 parts here that are really important to the farming journey. The first one would be the new ISO 8 slot you can unlock. So you can see it mentions the unlock conditions are acquire all special nodes, and until very recently we believed that meant filling out all 6 of the trees completely 100%, but thankfully that's not the case. Now before we actually discuss how you unlock this, we're going to go over here to the energy tree. This is one you want to max out as soon as you can. The reason being, when you do that, it gives you an additional 10% bonus XP across all of your characters, so that's really helpful for leveling them up. Now, in regards to this fourth ISO 8 slot, you have what's known as special nodes on the outside here, and there's actually 3 of them. This one here would cost 130. The special node will be at the opposite end of where you actually enter into the tree. You then have an additional special node here. This one would cost 100, and if we go all the way down here, this one would cost 100 as well. Now, if you complete these nodes within each of the 6 trees, it will then unlock that bonus 4th ISO 8 slot. Now, I will just mention that in regards to the ISO 8 slots, that you unlock the first 3 by leveling a character up to level 30. So when you're starting to farm characters, make sure you get them up to level 30, make sure you follow this part of the guide, and then you'll have all 4 slots complete. Now, why is that important? It's actually exceptionally important, and we're going to look at that now. As you're working your way through this story mode, then you'll eventually complete Superior, and then from there you'll move on to what is essentially New Game Plus, which would be the Ultimate mode. Now, within the Ultimate mode, you will occasionally see more of the 100% XP ISOs drop. So you can see I've got the original one, I got the Asgard here on Cap. If we scroll down, got an additional one that I managed to find in the ultimate difficulty as well. Generally, these will come from the rifts, and they'll come from the Mega Rift, which is the one that unlocks last. Now, these are nice, however, the true end game in regards to XP farming would be your white AA ISO 8. This one here, you can see, increases team-wide XP by 100%, so it does take a while to get them to drop, but if you could get 16 of these, so that would be 4 on each character, you'll be looking at a bonus team-wide of 1600% XP, which is absolutely insane, and will certainly set you up for future downloadable content characters. You'll get them from level 1 to 100 in no time. Now, this is exceptionally rare, but there are ways we can actually increase the chances of it dropping. So I've got these equipped on Spidey, the ones you want to look out for as well. So this first one here grants a 17% chance of ISO 8 having a higher class when acquired, so it's essentially increasing the rarity there. You then have this one here, increases the rate at which ISO 8 will drop by 25%, and that's specifically white ISO 8, and that is the one that we are looking for. And then if we scroll down here, we can see the final one we've got increases the rate at which rare ISO 8 will drop. So rare would include, I believe, A and AA, so that's where this comes into account, where this will mean that rather than being an A, it's got a higher chance to actually be a AA, and it's only the AA that'll be the team-wide XP. So using this setup, it can get you, as mentioned, a 1600 XP bonus. Once you've actually got that bonus, where do you go to farm, and where do you actually go to try and farm these white AA ISO 8 in the first instance? Let me show you. So you're wanting to farm your ISO 8 first before you actually get into the farming of the XP. So the best place I've found for rare ISO 8 drops, and that a huge amount of them can drop, would be within the Mega Infinity Tree, and you have a wave node. This particular one is defeat 200 enemies in Wakanda, and it's a level 65 one. If you run this, and again if you run an AoE character, the likes of Miss Marvel would be absolutely perfect. Then you'll clear up in this. It takes round about 4 minutes or so to actually complete one of these, and you'll get a huge amount of ISO 8. If you run this enough, eventually you'll be looking at maxing out on the number of team-wide ISO 8 that you actually do need. Now, once you've done that, where do you go to get your XP? When you're fully decked with your ISO 8, then when it comes to farming XP, by far the best option that I've found is actually the Rush Wakanda node within the Mega Tree. Now, this particular one, you need to defeat 50 enemies onwards. It lasts for 4 minutes. As it goes on, the power of the characters actually increase, so that includes enemies and yourself, but with it being yourself, it means you can completely shred through elites, and there will be a ton of them spawning. Now, I've done some testing of this, and when you ran, for example, the last node we looked at, which was the Wakanda wave, that particular one netted me around about 20,000 XP in a 4-minute run. This one here I netted around about 70,000 XP in a 4-minute run, and currently I only have 1 of the team-wide XP, so you can only imagine how much you actually get once you're fully decked out with that. It really is incredible. But that is the best way to farm. I do realise there's been a lot covered in this video, so what I'm going to do just to finish off now is bring up a little infographic that you can take a screenshot of and save, and just quickly summarise everything you're looking to do here. So this is your complete XP farming journey here. Now I've spent 10 minutes talking about it, so I'm not going to run over it again. In this final section, really, as mentioned, is just so you can take a screenshot if you like and keep it for your own reference to refer back to. But I hope this particular video has been helpful. If you're new to the channel and you're enjoying the content, there will be lots more like this, so make sure to hit the subscribe button. If you enjoyed this video as well, make sure to hit the like and the share button, and do leave a comment below because it actually helps drive engagement on YouTube, and it is lacking a little bit at the moment, unfortunately. But as always, really, I hope this video has been helpful. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you all again soon.